evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Georgia Alabama Sports Live Friday Night Football Game of the Week, and it's the biggest one of the season. It's the Heritage Bowl. Carver and Spencer, as the fans are trickling in, we are moments away from kickoff. What's up, guys? Thrift Barringer alongside the legend himself, DJ Jones. DJ, fifth straight year we're calling this game, man.
Yeah, I get excited every time we think about it. Obviously, it's this time of season, man, and the hair just stands up on the back of your neck when you think about what's at stake tonight.
No doubt about it. We're presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet, GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, and, of course, Houston Clinic. All right, let's talk about the two teams. Let's go Carver first. Defending champion, Pierre Coffey, he says, all right, I've done my job here. I've been here for 3 years. I'm leaving it in a good place. I'm going to go be a principal somewhere else. Job opens up, and they go call on an alumni that played in the NFL, a first-round pick, and Jarvis Jones that you know very well, DJ.
Absolutely. Jarvis has always remained close to the program, even though he hadn't lived here in quite some time. But, when you talk about the Carver Tiger alumni, the Carver boys and all the Carver former lettermen, no matter what sport, there's a fraternity, and Jarvis has always stayed plugged in and always has known what was going on. He and Chris Lindsey also had a great relationship. So again, I feel very confident that for him to leave Kirby Smart after 6-7 years on that campus, and he could have stayed on that cushy job working for that fabulous university, but he wanted to take on the challenge to come home and give back to a community that gave so much to him.
No doubt, man, and I love what he's done already in week one, dominating Water 51-25. But the talk of the town last week, DJ, was the freshman quarterback, Sebastian Hurd. He was absolutely electric, and when you're replacing a guy who was an MVP in the state championship game last year, it is no easy feat, and he's done a great job at that.
Absolutely. Sebastian Hurd is definitely an elite freshman. But you know what? He's surrounded by so many playmakers. When you talk about Kobe Caslin and Kelston Tarver, I mean, those are just a couple of backs that, have futures at the next level. And, of course, the offensive line up front, man, he has some grown men up there, some heavyweights, and that line rivals a lot of small colleges.
No doubt, man. And Spencer on the flip side, as they're doing the national anthem right now. On the flip side, let's talk about the Green Waves. How about Joseph Kegler? So before 2017, the Green Waves went 38 years without having a winning season, and that was Pierre Coffey that started it. Joe Kegler on that. He's made the playoffs for 4 straight years. He's won multiple region championships and turned Spencer into a contending team. He's done a great job rejuvenizing this historic school.
Well, it's a lot to be said when you're a 19-year veteran as a head coach in this region. And again, he's been at a multitude of schools. But the bottom line is he is the most senior tenured head football coach in the Chattahoochee Valley, in the Tri-City area, and that stands for something. He's so crafty, and he made himself into the offensive guru, if you will. Some call him an offensive guru, but you got to know that he's going to have to do something to keep Carver's defense unbalanced with regards to going up head-to-head, because Carver is so much more physically gifted and talented with regards to their size and all of their strengths. So yeah, it's going to have to look for Joe to throw a curveball somewhere.
If Spencer's going to win this game, two guys got to have a fantastic game. That's Elijah Fudge at quarterback and C.J. Starr, the defensive linebacker who led the country in tackles last year. They're going to have fabulous games. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back from break, we are just about 8 minutes away from another fantastic rival. It's Carver, it's Spencer, it's Friday Night Football on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back after this.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's Morning Show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Memorial Stadium. It's Carver and Spencer once again. Thrift, Barringer, DJ Jones. DJ, the weather is looking like it's going to cooperate. We are hoping for tonight's game.
It's a muggy 82 degrees here. We're looking at about a 35% chance of thunderstorms right about 7 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock it increases just a few percentages. It's 40% chance, and of course, you know what? We are wishing for a great night so that we can get a game completed. I know that on the southeast coastline, and of course down a little south, starting from Albany all the way over, they've had to cancel a number of games, Thrift. And just think about it, in the state of Georgia, 190 football games will be going on tonight, 40 games in Class AA.
Wow.
To include this one. So hopefully we'll get this game in, because I tell you, man, it's early in the season, and you know I hate makeups and I hate postponements, man.
I'll tell you this. There's nothing bigger than Carver and Spencer in this state. Monk Johnson, local celebrity here. And we also got some alumni for Carver, which are in the building. DJ, this is going to be a fantastic showing. We are excited about halftime when it comes out to see both bands. We talked about this on the morning show. We love everything that represents high school football.
Everything, indeed. And as I look out into the press box, I see the principal, LaCoya Day, has already made his way up here. And I'm thinking that, of course, Rosa Patterson, the principals, we both had them on the Sports Visions morning show this week, man. Outstanding presentations by both principals. So proud that, of course, that we had the opportunity to have them on, so that not only the community could get a better opportunity to know who LaCoya Day is in his first opportunity on the job, but again, Rosa Patterson has great as she has been over the last several years as the principal, she really invested in those kids at Spencer.
So these two schools last year, it was a 17-9 game. The year before that was 21-0. But it starts with leadership, and I'm with you, DJ. LaCoya Day and, of course, Rosa Patterson do a great job at both respective schools. Anson Hunley and Joe Kegler are the ADs there as well. Remember, Joseph Kegler coached Jarvis Jones. He was on Del McGee's staff when Carver won their last state championship before last year. And now he's going against his old pupil. You know, these guys got great relationships, but you know Joseph Kegler will love nothing more than to finally take down those Carver Tigers.
Absolutely. So, you know, again, that's another one of the great things with this particular classic is that, you know, Carver and Spencer, the two of the early schools in as far as African Americans having an opportunity to extend into high school, and Spencer being the #1 school and the first as far as, you know, African Americans having an opportunity to go to the high school level. I tell you, my mom and dad both graduated from Spencer, and as you can tell with Joe Kegler playing at Carver, a longtime coach at Spencer, Wallace Davis, the legendary coach of the Carver Tigers, he was a great player at Spencer. But you can go on and on and on about the relationships, whether it's family related, but this is just a big family reunion. You can tell by looking in the parking lot right now, over under the trees at the far end of the parking lot, is nothing but family. That's a family reunion. Nothing but Carver Tigers and Spencer Greenways.
The bands are getting ready. The cheerleaders are getting the crowd crunked up. We are now seconds away from another Heritage Bowl. Fans are still coming in. We expect it to be full capacity by, I would say, end of the first quarter, starting the second quarter.
I must say as well as Carver is the visiting team, and they sit on the east side of the stadium, and Spencer's the home team on the west side, and that's the side closest to the Chattahoochee River. If you're facing, A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium, you know that the river will be to your right. That's the home team side, and that's where the Spencer Greenwaves team and fans are tonight.
Greenwaves come in with the black pants, green jerseys, yellow trim, green helmets. Carver maroon pants, white jerseys, maroon trim, and maroon helmets.
The black pants are something that's a little different than what the Green Waves have normally worn. I know that Joseph Kegler has he likes the buy-in of his players, but normally I'm so used to seeing Spencer in those gold pants, green jerseys, or green jerseys and gold pants. I mean, it's different. But again, the kids today, they like different looks.
Every year I circle games that I look forward to, and this one, obviously the pageantry and the stuff outside of the game is what makes it fun, but nothing better than seeing these two schools who obviously respect but don't like each other. That's the beauty of sports, are about to face off. Carver is set to receive. Spencer is going to kick it off.
You got to know that the electrifying freshman, Zach Watts, is back deep for the Carver Tigers, over 170 all-purpose yards last week, and that's including rushing yards, returning yards. He is the starting kickoff returner and punt returner, just the freshman for the Tigers.
He's a phenom, and he is getting looked at already by Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, the likes. Kicking off for Spencer is Jonathan Pearson. Excuse me. Number 38, Rashad Gonzalez, and Gonzalez booms that one, and it is going to be returned by Tarver, and Tarver still on his feet. Tarver breaking tackles, and he'll be taken down inside the 30-yard line. All right, let's talk about him, DJ, a freshman. You were once a freshman at Carver, and you know what it's like to walk out on that field at a young age. What are you thinking is going through his head right now?
Well, it's a tremendous honor to be a starting quarterback as a freshman on a high school varsity football team. But again, his surroundings, he's protected. He's got a lot of electrifying weapons. He's not asked to win the game. All he has to do is execute and not turn the ball over. And again, I think that they'll put him in a position to win. And of course, taking care of the football is of the utmost. Not only if you're a freshman, but when you're the quarterback, taking care of the football is the main thing. And tonight, we'll see exactly how Chapter 2 starts with Sebastian Hurd.
Tarver in the backfield with him. He'll hand it off to Tarver, and there goes Tarver. Big hole. Tarver throwing defenders away, and he'll be taken down, but not after a 14, make it 15-yard run.
Yeah, a plethora of green waves on the tackle, of course, exploding up inside. You know, the Carver running back, not really big, but really explosive, really powerful on that run in between the tackles.
First down, C.J. Starr did make the tackle. Watts in motion, handoff to Tarver again. Tarver bounces to the outside. Tarver makes one-man miss and then it's pushed out of bounds. You're already seeing Carver wants to establish the run, and why not when you got a plethora of running backs in Watts, Caslin, and Tarver, DJ.
I tell you what, Thrift, when you look at the Carver Tigers, man, it's just so impressive to see how much bigger that offensive line is versus the interior line of the defense of the Spencer Greenways. There's a huge, huge difference. You got Pritchett, Shelley, Stevenson, Warren, and Murray up front for the Tigers.
Second down and 6. Hurd is going to take off and run. He's under duress. He needs to get away and almost could have been intercepted. Good defense by Darren Jackson. Excuse me, not Darren Jackson. Jeremiah Jones out there on coverage for the Green Waves.
Tell you what, Kenny Mangum he was the one that put in pressure on the young quarterback, and of course he had to regather himself because he would have been sacked if he did not escape that rush.
Third down for the Green Waves. For the Carver Tigers. Hurd looks over to the sideline to get the call. You're seeing the big difference in size between that massive offensive line from Carver and the D-line of Spencer. Snap. And nice zone read. He's going to keep it. And there goes Hurd showing his legs and then gets hit out of bounds. They're not going to throw a late hit, but how about the zone read, the young man doing it perfectly.
Very mature play by the young freshman, and you can tell he is mature beyond his years. He didn't panic. He's so poised, and it just blows my mind that a 14-year-old is playing on a varsity game of this magnitude and is cool and calm and collect at the same time.
First down at the 40 is Carver. T.J. Woodson to the near side. Caslin also out there. Tarver in the backfield with Sebastian Hurd. Sebastian gets it out quickly, and guess who he throws it to? Kobe Caslin. Caslin shows you why he's electrifying, and he gets 9 yards on the screen.
I tell you what, Thrift, I was a defensive player in college and in professional ranks, but I tell you, it's nothing more, again, as fearful as, of course, having an explosive receiver, running back that's electrifying out in the flats like Kobe Caslin. His speed and quickness, it'll take your breath away from you.
That's 3 straight first downs for Carver. Excuse me, that almost a first down. It's second down and short. They need to get to the 30 to get a first down. Trips to the near side. Kimmery Miles to the outside one-on-one, and that's who he's going to throw it to. Up to Miles, and he tried to do a one-handed snag and overshoots him there, third down.
Excellent coverage by Jeremiah Jones, the 5'10", 160-pound senior defensive back for the Green Waves. I tell you what, you get down close inside there, and you have an opportunity to see that. Good coverage on the play.
Third down. I expect maybe a handoff to Tarver, and that's who's going to get it. Tarver weaving his way, spins out of a tackle, and gets enough for another Carver first down. The ball popped out, but I think they blew the play dead, and they did, and they're going to say move the chains.
Zale Brownlee in on the charge. He and several other Green Waves playing pretty stout inside. I know that they're overpowered. They're outsized by the Tigers, but giving a gallant effort by the Green Waves defensive front.
Make sure you share this video, comment, like, and subscribe. We're going to be broadcasting games all year long. We got 3 other games we're broadcasting right now on this channel. And there goes Caslin. Caslin, big hole. And he gallops almost for another Carver first down.
Caslin is really, really exciting when he has the ball in his hands. The reigning region offensive player of the year. This is his final Heritage Bowl, and I know that he's excited along with the other seniors that are on both sides. This is their final Heritage Bowl, and you want this one to be one for the ages.
Heavy dosage of Carver and Castlin early in this game. Second down, Castlin again. Castlin not even touched till in the secondary, and he gets 10 more yards, and it's 1st and goal for the Tigers on the hill.
I tell you what, it's easy when Castlin is with so much quickness. He gets to the second level before he's even touched. The initial charge up front opened up some gaping holes.
1st and goal, and now you're seeing that up-tempo offense, but a slam tackle. And that was
hard to see his jersey from where we're sitting, but you got a
big number 22.
Yep.
And that is Alec Rubio, DJ, that slammed Gasland down. They needed to stop.
6 foot, 270-pound sophomore, and great to see the aggression. And of course, he's fighting. I tell you, man. Again, they're outsized, outnumbered, but you know what? They're standing in there tall right now.
2nd down and goal. Watts in motion. Watts is going to get it. Watts makes a man miss. Watts goes into traffic and finally taken down at the 5. And it'll bring up 3rd and goal. Shovel pass there, but good job by the Green Waves to stop it.
Yeah, that's definitely great discipline for the defense. Of course, maintaining their lanes on the defensive front. And, of course, the linebackers filling, not giving the Carver Tigers an opportunity to get to the outside.
So it's 3rd and goal now for the Carver Tigers. Spencer would love nothing more for a bend but don't break mentality here and to hold them to potentially 3. Castlin in the backfield. And then there's a flag. And I think we're going to get a timeout. Spencer. So we'll take 1-2. 6:41 left here in the 1st quarter. Carver driving 3rd and goal on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
We're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Friday night game of the week. Carver and Spencer. Thrift, Barringer, and the legend, DJ Jones. You can hear us every weekday morning on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Get you started 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. We've talked about this game all week. DJ, 3rd and goal here for Carver.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the play call here. Spencer called timeout. Coach Klegler wanted to gather his defense and try to come up with some kind of stop here.
Man in motion. Hurd's got it. He's going to get it out quickly. Intercepted! And he's got a lot of green. And he's going to be blockers in front. And did he get pushed out of bounds? And he did. That is Javante Carter, who read the eyes of the young man the whole way, DJ, and a big-time stop for Spencer.
A very, very aggressive play and a great interception in a big-time game like this one. That's the kind of breaks, those are the kind of things that's got to happen for the Green Waves in order for them to have an opportunity to take control of this ball game.
You see the replay there.
Step right in front of the receiver. He's running up the sideline. He's got a host of blockers out in front of him. And I tell you what, just a tremendous play. And again, it's almost as if he had obviously covering in the flats, but great interception.
They say he stepped out of bounds at the 41, but what a play there by Javante Carter. The defensive end stepped back in coverage and picked off Sebastian Hurd. And I wouldn't be surprised here if you know Joseph Kegler. He's going to take some chances. Why not? What do you got to lose? You're taking on the defending champion.
We talked about in the pregame that this being like a heavyweight championship fight, and if the Spencer Green Waves didn't hit the Carver Tigers in the mouth early in the early goings, that's one of the punches that I was talking about, getting that turnover early. And, of course, now capitalizing on the offensive side. Let's see if the Green Waves can put the ball in the end zone.
Elijah Fudge, 20 touchdown passes last year, threw for over 2,000 yards. He stepped in for the All-American Gary Gaither and did an amazing job. And you're already seeing a major shift as Crawford comes in the backfield, and he's back there with Fudge. Watch out for Tristan Gibbons, and they're going to say offside. So the motion already confusing that Carver defensive line.
Got to remain disciplined. And, again, you talk about a young team, and you talk about, of course, the first year of course, after a major change in coaches and a major change, and, of course, the whole dynamics of this previous Carver State Championship Carver team. You know, Carver carries the reigning state championship in title. These players, a lot of them were there, but there's a number of players that did not participate on that championship team last year or didn't get the playing time. So this is a new personality, a new team, a new coach, and we're going to find out tonight if this team is ready to play.
So 1st and 5 now for Fudge. Stacks on both sides for the Green Wave. Crawford moves. And we'll take the handoff. Crawford's got a hole. Crawford is going to get a nice 3-yard carry there to set up 2nd down and short. They got to establish a run. Obviously, they want to throw the football, but if you try to just go back and throw it 50 times with that defensive line, good luck, DJ.
Absolutely.
And both teams are in that hurry-up, up-tempo. They don't want to allow each defense to reset. Fudge is going to get it out quickly, and he's going to find Amari Couch. Couch able to elude one guy and get enough for a 1st down.
Great tackle by the defensive back. Again, it was if the receiver was able to break that pass, he would have been Katie Barr at the door. He had a lot of green grass in front of him, but that's a great basic fundamental tackle out in open field, just getting your pass down low and getting the guy to the ground.
1st down at the 50. Handoff, nope. And he had a wide open Couch. And just one of those bad throws you're not used to seeing from Fudge.
Uncharacteristic throw, however, again, just an anticipation. Could be early jitters, in early games, and I can understand that, again, with this being so early. Only 5:41 remaining here in the first quarter. A lot of time left here in this game.
Empty backfield. Fudge is going to do a sidearm pass, and he'll complete it to Jamal Lewis. How about the sidearm there, DJ, for 3rd down and long?
You know what? That's another impressive feature that Fudge has. Of course, when you're a quarterback over the top and traditional and fundamentally sound, but you know what? Sometimes you have to have those great angles to throw underneath and to the side, and I like the quarterbacks who can throw from different angles. Offside on the Green Waves, yeah.
And false start for Spencer that will move them back 5 more yards. That'll make it now 3rd down and long.
Anxious by Catavius Fletcher, the wide receiver for the Green Waves. Jumping off sides.
So 3rd down and long, which you would think now Givens and that defense are pinning their ears back to try to make a play. Givens, number 11, he's committed to Texas A&M. And you're seeing now, looking like he's going to bull rush and come right after Fudge. Fudge has got an empty backfield. Bad snap. It's on the ground. Fudge takes it, and he's going to be clobbered. And that's going to be a sack. And who else? Tristan Gibbons there on the tackle.
Tristan Gibbons and Kingston Brown both. Brown, the big sophomore, is fired up. Was the first to get his hands on the quarterback. It's no secret that the Tigers came in with a dynamite defense, a lot of returning starters.
Yep.
As you can see there, the ball on the ground. You got to protect the ball if you're Spencer.
You can't make plays like that, DJ. You put yourself in 8 ball. You can't make mistakes like that. You got to be near flawless if you're the Green Wave. Zach Watt set to return, DJ.
Zach is the electrifying freshman. And again, I know on the opening kickoff, they deliberately kick the ball away from him because I know they understand how detrimental he is when he has the ball in his hands. He's dangerous, and he can go from any point on the field.
And Whitehat blows his whistle.
You know, we had Zach Watts on the show a couple of months ago when he had just gotten done playing in one of the All-Star games for the AAU football, traveling football circuit, one of the top 8th graders in America. And, of course, going into college, in high school, he's one of the top and highly rated freshman football players, already with a multitude of offers from colleges. There's a high snap.
And
oh,
that
my
one,
goodness.
Yep, and he almost, they're going to get maybe roughing the kicker there, DJ, but he's so far back because of the penalty. I don't think that's going to be an automatic first down.
Yep. Not a good play by the opposing rusher. You know, you go in and if you can't get the football and blocking on a punt, you certainly can't block the kicker or the punter down to the ground.
So that is going to be marked off. And we're still waiting after they mark off the penalty yards. If that is going to be a first down, and it is, DJ, so that is a first down for roughing the kicker. Another mistake made by Carver here early in this one.
I tell you, again, the early goings, punching a heavyweight fighter that's got, predicted to win, and again, shaking them to their knees early on. This is a lot of the momentum is in Spencer's favor right now, although it's still a lot of time left in the game.
Fudge trying to find a receiver, and he was getting tackled as he tried to throw it to Amari Couch. And Couch is saying, how is that not pass interference?
The senior
I think it wasn't catchable.
Yep, Travis Murphy, the outstanding senior defensive back, was tight on the coverage. That's not a flag on the ground, is it? It's
no, that is the sand that they're trying to fix up the field that took a beating from soccer this year. Second down and 10. And there's a handoff, and that's Crawford. Crawford takes a big hit, another big hit, and that was a couple of big hits for only about a yard or two there, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you may mention that, the Spencer Greenways need to mix it up in the early goings because they can't just drop back and throw it every down. Carver in the outstanding 4-3 defense, and again, Spencer's offensive line somewhat undersized compared to the Carver defensive line. However, Fudge obviously is a veteran quarterback, and he realizes that they have to at least have the Tigers respect the running game.
Third down. Hand off to Crawford again. Crawford will get about another yard before he is absolutely leveled. That was number 5, Jaden Taylor, the linebacker sophomore that laid the boom. Fourth down, and it looks like Fudge and the Greenway were going to go for it, DJ, in Carver territory.
Well, I tell you what, those are the things that you got to do. You got to take chances. You got to roll the dice because you certainly can't go toe-to-toe with these guys.
Fudge talking to the referee.
Trips to one side and twins to the other. Empty backfield.
And I think they keep pointing at the clock. So I wonder if there's something that should have been changed.
13 seconds remaining on the play clock.
And that's what it looks like the referee's pointing at, and he's trying to explain to Jarvis Jones. So after all that, they'll have fourth down. Excellent shot here as you're starting to see. It is absolutely gorgeous. Weather's perfect for a great Friday night of football. Fudge, fourth down, 7, empty backfield. Motion is Couch. And he's going to draw Givens off sides. Givens not being disciplined there, DJ. Second time they caught the defensive line of Carver.
Tell you what, that's a little surprising for the senior 5-star athlete from Carver. Again, he's played a lot of football, but that tells you obviously how intense this game is and how much it means. A little antsy here, but again, you got to remain disciplined.
So fourth and short. for the Green Waves. And there goes Fudge rolling out, and he's going to get enough for the first down. And then there's a penalty. That may be holding, DJ.
Nice feet by the quarterback, Fudge, getting outside for the first down. We're going to see what the penalty is. Tell you what, you see the veteran quarterback and roll out. Of course, he had a guy down the field, but he saw the chains, and he knew he could make it to the first down.
And that's what we like seeing, man.
Absolutely.
So the penalty is going to be on Spencer. It is holding. And now all that to punt it back.
One thing is for sure is that we've had several penalties here in the early goings and really haven't decided anything one way or the other, but you just still hate to see penalties called, that many penalties called this early. I remember last year it was a multitude of penalties called in the early goings.
No doubt. And which early in the season you're kind of expecting is that's going to be a decent punt. The returner kind of gets blown up there, and it will be a Spencer bounce, and it'll go inside the 20. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. It's Carver versus Spencer.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glenn Smith and Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everybody. Thrift, Barringer, DJ Jones, Carver now are going to set up shop inside the 18. He's going to hand off to Popcorn Tarver. Popcorn Tarver will be thrown now, but not before 6. Make that 7 on the first down carry.
Tell you what, you have to hold your breath when these two running backs from Carver, you know, Tarver and, of course, Castlin, they're electrifying. They're quick hitters up inside.
C.J. Starr, another tackle. You're going to hear his name called quite a few times.
Tell you what, he's a tough, talented young man.
Handoff there is to Tarver again. Tarver to the outside. Tarver's got a lot of speed, and it'll be finally taken down from behind there by C.J. Starr once again. And if C.J. Starr is going to be the only guy you're tackling, only guy taking tackles, DJ, that's going to be a tough go for Spencer.
Let me just tell you something. If it wasn't for his speed and quickness and his anticipation, Starr getting to the runner, it would have been Katie Barr at the door, would have had a 60, 70-yard touchdown because, again, if he didn't make that tackle, he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Woodson and Darren Jackson here to the near side. Miles one-on-one on the far side. Hurd hand off to Tarver again, and Tarver is just gobbling up yards. There's another 8-yard run, and Carver already past midfield.
Starr already with about 5 tackles here in the ball game. And I tell you, that young man, if you could ISO and put the camera on him, you can see how he flies around with reckless and abandon and literally throws his body into the opposing rusher.
Second and short. Castlin's going to get the touch. Castlin's going to bounce to the outside. Castlin's going to make a man miss. Castlin's going to get another first down. And you got thunder and lightning, man. You got electrifying and you got tough ground and pound. These two guys are a two-headed monster, D.
Absolutely. Coslin, the reigning region offensive player of the year. You saw how he can stick that foot in the ground and change direction with the best of them.
First down, 34-yard line of Spencer is Carver. Hand off to Castlin. He'll go on the outside again. Castlin, it will be 7 more yards before he's finally touched out of bounds.
Jeremiah Jones forced Castlin out of bounds.
And looks like we'll have one more play, DJ, before the end of the first quarter. Don't forget the halftime update show presented by the Beck Center with Richard Holdridge coming up here at halftime. He's going to have all the scores for around the area presented by the Beck Center. Second down.
Second down for the Carver Tigers.
Watts, which getting the play in. You're seeing both coaches giving the signal. Final play of the quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Watts. Watts is going to get a first down. And Carver dominated time of possession, dominated yardage, but an interception derailed the first drive. It's 0-0. And the Heritage Bowl here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
It's Friday Night Football, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola, Kinetic Credit Union, and Houston Clinic, Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. First down and 10 at the 22-yard line are the Tigers. They've already been in Spencer territory once this game. That's going to be a handoff to Watts. Watts weaving his way, and there goes Zach Watts, touchdown. But there is a flag, and you're already seeing why he's a phenom. How about that cut by the freshman?
Tell you what, he definitely didn't look like a freshman. Did we get the flags on that play?
We do have a flag, so we're going to, I think, by the reaction of T.J. Woodson, they may have a hold on him. And where the flag came out, I think that's what's happening. And that's exactly it. Holding on Carver is going to take away what was a touchdown run there by Zach Watts.
Tremendous burst of course, explosion to the end zone. Again, this is just a freshman, guys. He is phenomenal, and we can see why he has so much attention drawn to him from the colleges, even as a ninth grader.
So now, because of the penalty, they'll bring it back. And where the penalty was at makes it only technically 4 yards. They had to go back because it was so far downfield.
Up to this point, Thrift, I was really impressed and still am impressed with the Spencer Green Wave sticking power and staying power in the early goings.
First down and 14. Tarver's going to get it. Tarver's going to bounce. Tarver's going to make a man miss. Tarver's going to fall down and get 12, make it 13, 14, 15 more yards, and it's first and goal again for Carver.
A unique combination of speed and quickness along with power as Kelston Tarver, the senior running back. I know I tell you when you got Kobe coming from one side and, of course, Kelston coming from the other side, it doesn't matter. Those guys, 1 and 2 look very, very similar, but Kelston obviously has the edge with the power up inside in his burst.
Popcorn Tarver in the backfield now. Castlin is going to join him in motion, and he's going to get it to him on a screen pass, and that ball was thrown behind, I think. It's still loose, but the referees blow it dead.
I don't know if that looked like it was thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. Tell you what, the Carver Tigers need to capitalize on this field position. They need to get a score on the board here in the early goings.
And if you're Spencer, you would love nothing more than to get another big stop here. Castlin's actually going to come out of the game.
One thing is for sure that we're definitely impressed with the star linebacker for the Spencer Green Waves. C.J. Starr is a ball player.
He is, and he's been all over the field, but they're going to need more guys, especially that defensive line, stopping the run if they can. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And there's going to be a handoff to Popcorn Tarver, and he's going to get another big run there on 2nd and goal. DJ set up 3rd down and short.
Tell you what, Spencer up to this point has been doing a great job, of course, keeping the big play threat of the Carver running game with those 2 explosive running backs to a minimal.
Hand off to Popcorn Tarver, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Carver responds, going all the way down the field, and they get on the board first. It's 6-0 Tigers.
Nice push up front by the offensive line, and of course allowing the running back to just literally walk into the end zone.
So now, Hurd and I think the Tigers may be going for 2 here. Nope, that is actually going to be kicking that. It's Kendrick Spencer. And Kendrick is going to go right down Main Street. And the Tigers are up 7-0 here at the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
They're going to be starting here. They just got started. We also got Harris County, Troup County that's underway, and Glenwood Valley coming up at 8 o'clock. Kendrick Spencer set to kick it off. Ken Spencer set to return.
Fletcher and Griffin deep.
And that is going to be returned to the 10, 15, 20. Griffin still on his feet. Ball comes out, and I think Carver's on it. And yes, picking that up was number 10, Steve Wright. And a turnover on the kickoff puts Carver in prime position.
Those are the kind of plays that's going to put the Green Waves in harm's way. Turning the ball over. It's tough enough going up man for man and the size issues, but turning the ball over, giving Carver the short field to execute their offense, puts the Green Waves behind the 8 ball.
Nice job by Kendrick Spencer, the kicker for Carver, kicking it up deep, and then someone got their paws on it. Fumble, and a nice job by Steve Wright for jumping on it. And Carver will start shop at the Spencer 26-yard line.
Coach Kegler has to keep his team composure together here, because obviously if Carver's able to hang another touchdown on the board here in the early goings, we'll see. You usually see the shift in the dynamics, of course, and you can tell that this is a senior-laden team with the Green Waves. And again, they are mature. They should be able to emotionally handle the adversity early on, but we'll see how it plays out.
First down. Hurd looking, firing deep, and he overshoots Miles, which good coverage there, led by Jericus Wheat.
A little bit of mustard on that one, a little bit much. He threw that out of the back of the end zone. Didn't give his receiver an opportunity to pull it in, but actually.
Oh, and there's a lightning delay. So we thought we were going to make it. 30-minute lightning delay. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk more. Don't go anywhere, though. It's the Heritage Bowl, 7-0, Carver on top. All right, welcome back, everyone. After the lightning delay, we're going to play football. They got 2 minutes to warm up, DJ, kind of collect themselves. It's the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl. Preparing to DJ Jones. DJ, what you learned so far in this one?
Well, I know that, I was impressed with the Green Waves, and, of course, being able to stand toe-to-toe pretty much in the first quarter. However, they didn't take care of the football. And, of course, I saw the momentum shifting toward Carver. So the best thing that happened with that lightning delay is that it of course, took the air out of the game. And, of course, the momentum was obviously stopped by the delay. And, of course, when you talk about at the 10:30 mark in the second quarter, Tarver had a 2-yard run to put the Green Waves up after a Spencer PAT 7-0. And then at 10:15 remaining, that's when the lightning delay started. And that was where I felt in Spencer's favor, this gives them an opportunity to regroup, and we'll see how it goes back after this lightning delay.
Sebastian Hurd and the Carver Tigers are driving right now. They got the football after scoring a touchdown and was able to move the football there, and the score is 7-0 right now, and they'll have it as soon as we come back. We'll take a quick break. When we come back from break, we'll have football here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite, obey your thirst.
We're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live for Barringer. DJ Jones, Sports Vision's morning crew, calling the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl, and the lights are on, which means the stars come out at night. And we're expecting to see and hope this one turns into a good one. After the 30-minute delay, we're going to go back to playing football. It's first down for the Carver Tigers at the 26-yard line of Spencer after that turnover on the kickoff.
Sebastian Hurd, the freshman quarterback, gets his play up on the line.
And he'll hand it off to Caslin. Caslin will spin out of a tackle. Caslin makes one man miss, juking his way, and will get close to 5 yards there. You're seeing the elusiveness of Jacoby Caslin.
What you just saw right there is what they call phone booth quickness. Woo. This guy can get it done. He has a tremendous pair of feet, and again, with his quickness and agility, is outstanding.
Third down and short now for Sebastian Hurd and the Tigers. Caslin in the backfield. Hand off to Caslin. He'll be tripped up, but I think he got enough, and looking like the spot is going to be first down Carver.
Really nice play by the Green Waves. Isaiah Browley, he's a 6'6", 210-pound defensive end.
Massive, yes.
Came off the edge with a nice tackle to slow down Caslin.
First down in the red zone for Carver. They've been here 3 times. One has been a touchdown. The other was an interception. This time they hand it off to Caslin. Caslin being the workhorse. Caslin being a tough running back to take down, and that is 7 more yards on first down.
Tell you what, what's really impressive with the Carver Tigers is that we know how explosive Castlin and Tarver is, but they go up inside, and those guys, as quick as they are, but they're small and very powerful. They know how to get behind them pads, and they just hide behind those big offensive linemen. It's something to see.
Second down. Watts in now for the Tigers. And he'll hand it off to Watts. Watts, huge hole. Watts carries him to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And the freshman running back, if you're not touching him until 7 or 8 yards downfield, good luck bringing him down, DJ. Easy touchdown.
Absolutely. Of course, Watts takes the handoff and, of course, goes into the end zone. He scored, as you can see here on the monitor, the replay. Motion, handoff up inside. Watts explodes up the middle, breaks a few tackles, and carries a few green waves into the end zone.
What a play there.
Yes.
And that is another Carver Tigers touchdown. They lead 12-0. So the scoreboard says 12-0. I thought the extra point was good for the last one, but we'll have to see. But this kick is up, and it is good. Carver, back-to-back scores. Spencer needs to answer. It's the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl. On Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we'll be back after this.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today. Welcome back, everyone. DJ Jones, Thrift, Barringer. How about that drive after the delay in getting in for the end zone? 14-0 is your score. Carver is on top. Fudge and the Greenway, we're going to have to respond here. I don't want this to get out of hand. 8:20 left here in the second quarter. And Spencer's going to kick it off, and it's going to go off the hands of Fletcher, and it's going to be touched back, and so Spencer will start off at the 20.
Definitely want to make mention of Spencer, the kicker for the George Washington Carver Tigers. I tell you, it's been a long time since they've had a experienced, accurate, long-distance kicker. I mean, he has a powerful leg, and it's good to see the Carver Tigers complete in the special teams area with a kicker.
So Coach Kegler and his offense, they need to wake up. They need some points to get themselves back in this one. The defense has been on the field for a majority of this game. Fudge will come out. Crawford in the backfield with him. 4 receivers set. And he'll throw a sidearm pass, and it's going to be Raphael Crenshaw who catches it. But great defense there by another one of those Watts. Antavius Watts, the defensive back, comes in with the stop.
You can tell Antavius had a bead on it, excellent break. And I tell you what, he was just a split second away from a pick 6.
It is an absolute standing room only crowd here at Memorial Stadium. Spencer and Carver, 2 of the top teams in 2A and the GHSA, both have championship aspirations. Hand off to Crawford. Crawford, nothing. And there's Kingston. And that is a nice job by Nuck Simmons. And that defensive line doing a great job. Greenways will have it 3rd down and 7. Empty backfield for Fudge. Watch out for Gibbons, number 11. He's standing up right now, the Texas A&M commit.
Taking audibles from Coach Kegler on the sideline.
Fudge, here comes Gibbons. Tried to set up a screen, and the ball is knocked down. Getting his hands on it was Dejon Daniels, and it'll be 4th down for the Green Wave.
Tell you what, between Edmonds, Simmons, and Brown, along with Givens, man, that's definitely a physically imposing defensive front that Fudge has to look down the barrel as he, of course, tries to find his open receivers. Punting situation for the Green Waves.
Yep, and coming to punt is Alec Rubio. We've seen him a few times.
And the exciting freshman, of course, Watts,
Yep.
Zach Watts is back deep. I hope
He can
that they
return
won't
this.
kick it to him.
Well, and that's exactly where it's going. Watts thought about coming up, and he's just going to let it bounce, and Spencer will get a friendly roll, and it'll be down at the 41-yard line of Carver. We want to say thank you to our presenting sponsors like the OG, the original, the first one, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. They've got full of inventory. We'll have a live show tomorrow morning, me and Richard from the showroom at 11 o'clock. Also thank you to Coke, timeless taste, deep roots within this community. Everybody loves Coke, and we're glad to be a Coke company. Also thank you to Kinetic Credit Union for all your banking needs. Kinetic Credit Union's where you need to go. That's where I bank. And, of course, Houston Clinic and the Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Thank you for their support. Mark Baker and his staff have done an amazing job. There goes Popcorn Tarver, and he'll gallop up for about 5 yards. Some scores around the area. Pacelli's winning. Glenwood down 14-0. Harris County down 21-0. And Brookstone just tied Valwood 17-17. We'll get that at the halftime show presented by the Beck Center with Richard Holdridge right here on this stream. You don't have to go anywhere.
Exciting opportunity to catch up on all the scores all around the Bi-City area.
2nd down, and now miscommunication. Hurd's just going to have to run on a busted play, and he'll be leveled. Taken down, a big tackle by Jeremiah Jones. And that's going to be a loss, but that play started off bad there, DJ.
It did. He cut the snap. It looked like it was a bad exchange, but he was able to gather himself and try to escape out the left side, but an upending tackle by the Green Waves outside defender. Great thing that he held on to the ball. Again, but that shows that maturity of that freshman quarterback with regards to Sebastian Hurd.
So 3rd down and long for Sebastian Hurd and the Carver Tigers. And timeout called by Jarvis Jones. We'll take 1-2. 14-0 is your score here. 5:20 remaining here in the first half on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. Thrift Barringer here. Band is going to be performing. I know we're excited about it. Lorenzo Manuel and his Carver Tigers, also the Spencer Green Waves as well. Can't wait to see them in action, DJ, at halftime.
Absolutely. And again, a large part of this crowd is here for that halftime festivities to see the bands as well as the cheerleaders. So the band and the cheerleaders are definitely a big part of this Friday night football experience.
So 3rd down and long for Hurd and the Tigers. Setting up a screen pass to Woodson. Woodson tried to make a one-handed snag. The ball's on the ground, but they're going to say incomplete pass. Spencer sniffed that out immediately. Number 21, Casanova Chappelle, was one of those that got his hands on it, and that's going to be a punting situation for Carver. Big stop there by Spencer, DJ.
T.J. Woodson obviously made an executive decision there to, of course, going in back in front. You can see here that, he's got to run right into the heart of that defense, but wasn't able to come down with the catch. But, again, Woodson multi-talented two-sport athlete, actually three-sport athlete. He plays baseball as well.
Yeah.
Great athlete. Good to see him playing all sports.
Fourth down, punting situation. Wheat set to return. Wheat's going to watch it bounce, and it's going to get a good one. And that roll's going to all the way down to the 10, and that's where Spencer will set up shop. 4:58 remaining here in this one.
Well, you know, sometimes obviously when you have a veteran back deep on the, punt return, that was actually a punt that could have been 15 yards of that punt should have been alleviated or erased because, of course, we should have made the decision not to touch it. And I guess when you're back there, you have the confidence of the coach to make that decision. But he could have saved his team at least 10, 12 yards.
And a fall start.
Doesn't matter
Carver.
anyway now. Yeah.
And a smart decision by Kegler. He's like, I'm not going to take being down at the 10.
Right.
Let's re-kick it again.
That's right.
And if you're Wheat, and also back there with Wheat is Raphael Crenshaw. Least fair catch it. Don't let that ball bounce another 10, 15, 20 yards downfield.
You know what? If I was in this position, I'd go after this kick.
Why not? And it looks like they may. And here they come. But they're going to get the punt off, and that is a really good punt. And that punt's going to get another good bounce. And then a Spencer Greenwave almost went down to touch it.
That wasn't a smart play.
Which I could not believe that happened, but I think Carver got it first, and Spencer coaches are really upset. That was almost disastrous. He just, I guess, thought he needed to down himself, but him touching it made it live. But now we got a Jack Houston Memorial Hospital injury timeout, and we'll take a quick break. Right back after this.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial.
Welcome back, everyone. So first down and 10 for Fudge and the Green Waves. Man in motion was Fletcher. Rolling out and throwing. He was trying to find Couch, and he wouldn't have done anything even if he did caught it.
Excellent break on the ball by defensive back Antavius Watts, the senior defensive back. He read that from the onset. Another excellent break on the ball.
Second down.
Tell you what, the lightning delay did not delay the fans. They're still here.
They're still here in full attendance. Fudge, he gets it out, and then Couch there had defenders trailing him. If he had caught it, had some room to operate, and nothing going for Spencer. Third down.
The senior receiver has to come up with those plays in order to get some kind of momentum for the Green Waves.
You would think something downfield, something explosive here, D.
Kegler has to be setting up something because he is definitely a vertical type guy as far as getting the ball down the field in his passing game.
And Kegler is going to take a timeout on third down and long. We'll take one, too. 4:26 left until the half. It's 14-0, Carver on top.
Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile. Here they come! More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs.
It's Daryl DJ Jones and Alan Thrift Barringer here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Coach Bush's grandson, Walter and Betty Jones's son, as we do every morning on Sports Vision Morning Show, bringing you the action here. The 63rd Heritage Bowl. Fudge is going to throw it deep. There's Couch, and he almost catches it over the shoulder catch, and it goes right through his hands. Man, that was a beautiful throw. And if Couch would have come down with it, it would have been a huge momentum.
Absolutely. Excellent coverage by Stephen Wright, but Fudge put the ball where the defensive back, only the receiver could catch it. He put it on the outside shoulder near the sideline, and again, would have been a great catch. But sometimes in games like this, you got to have big plays like that.
And because of the incomplete pass, Rubio will be back out to kick off as Watts set to return.
Tell you what, if Watts gets an opportunity to get a good field of this punt, look out.
He's already got one rushing touchdown on the day. He scored the last time, or two best possessions ago when Carver had it.
He had his first touchdown called back, a 20-yarder.
Yeah, great point. And bobbled snap, almost gets blocked. Rubio did get it off. And Carver will start inside the 35-yard line.
Tell you what, Rubio did a great job, of course, gathering himself and picking that ball up off the ground and getting that punt off, because, again, that would have been another bad situation back deep in their territory and to have a turnover, but was able to make the best of it.
Carver, you feel like you get a touchdown right here. You're really setting yourself up pretty to go up by 3 scores for Spencer. You cannot break. Going down 3 touchdowns on this defense and you're having a tough time even moving the football is not a recipe for success.
You're absolutely right, but don't count the Tigers out. With 4 minutes left, they are very much in field position to put another 7 points on the board.
First down at the 32-yard line for Hurd, the freshman who's done an amazing job through 1.5 games of action as the quarterback for the Tigers. Caslin is behind him. He'll hand it off to Caslin. Caslin will bounce it to the outside like he always does. He'll be then pushed out, but a gain of 3 or 4 yards there, and nice pickup.
Caslin is so shifty. I tell you, you'll never get a good, clean shot on him because he's not only is his vision great, but his feet are excellent. He can go sideways. He can jump cut. He can do a multitude of things with that football that not many people can do.
Second down for Carver. Second down and 8. Hand off to Caslin. He'll go up the middle. Caslin will make a man miss, makes another man miss, spins off a tackle, finally thrown down. But another big run for Carver's Jacoby Caslin.
And another great exhibit by the Pritchard, Shelley, Stevenson, Warren, and Murray. The offensive line, the meat and potatoes, the beef up front for the Carver Tigers.
And that's going to be enough for a Tigers first down. And if you're Carver, it's like sharks in the water smelling blood.
You said that right.
And hand off to Caslin. Caslin, great blocking, picking his way. Look how patient he is. He hurdles his own offensive lineman and cuts back to the middle of the field for another big run. He's like Le'Veon Bell, man. He just picks his spot, so patient, elusive, and he's hard to bring down.
Tell you, as explosive as he is, he's a very patient runner. And, again, that's you call it an intelligent runner because he gives his lineman an opportunity to set up the blocks. And, of course, that's why he was the region Offensive Player of the Year last year in Region 2.
It's the Jack Houston Memorial Hospital injury timeout. They'll get some water. We'll be right back after this.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
We're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thrift Barringer, DJ Jones, second down from the 15-yard line is Carver. If you're watching this right now on YouTube, go ahead and click subscribe. We're live for all 15 schools around the Chattahoochee Valley area, broadcasting Carver, Spencer, all the Muskogee County schools, the private schools, Harris County, Russell County, Smith Station. Make sure to like us. And there is Caslin again. Caslin gets another first down. Helmets come flying off of a Green Wave defender, but it's first and goal now for the Tigers.
C.J. Starr on the stop, and he did a tremendous job of shedding the offensive lineman to make the tackle. He's not a big guy, but he is so skilled and so tough. C.J. has about a half dozen tackles already here in this ball game. He is the reigning Sports Vision's Defensive Player of the Year last year. Remember presenting him the award on stage down at St. Luke.
And he deserved it. Timeout, Spencer. 1:48 remaining. It's first and goal, Carver.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glenn Smith in Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Can't wait to talk about this game on the morning show. DJ had a lot of fun this past week. Do it all over again on Monday.
Absolutely.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
To help you get your day started.
On Sports Vision 92.1 FM. Hurd, first and goal. Handoff, Caslin. Caslin bounces, and touchdown! Caslin.
Again, patiently navigating his way into the end zone. Now, I'll tell you, man, again, electrifying, explosive, but his eyes are his best weapon.
He is a man amongst boys when he's out in space, and he is hard to stop. Wasn't even touched there. You see here on the replay, DJ. How about this cut? Boom. Let's cut again.
Right,
boom.
right.
And let me dive in. I'm too fast.
You literally can put together a highlight reel, a training reel, if you will, for running backs. But obviously, your skill set has to be such that you can jump cut and you can be as shifty as it. But you have to. That patience is a part of maturity that the senior running back has been able to establish over the years. Spencer again with the PAT.
And how about that? Carver. They're up by a hat trick. 3 touchdowns. 21-0 is your score.
Look at this light show.
And these are part of the new lights that the city spent. Again, look here on the replay, DJ.
Yep.
It just unbelievable elusiveness, cuts, and you're not stopping that. Saul Carver. Tigers lead 21-0 when 1:39 left here in the first half. If you're Spencer, what's the mindset right here?
The mindset
DJ?
is obviously to run the clock out, run the clock out, get into halftime. I thought that they maybe that was their idea. Hopefully, when before the Carver put on the last score, but again, down 21-0, still a possibility. Some things have to happen, for Carver as far as not being able to hold on to the ball. But again, Spencer's still realistically in this because of their quarterback and his ability to throw the ball.
Spencer will be there to kick it off. That is Kendrick Spencer. Yes, that is his name, the kicker for Carver.
Yes.
And he's kicking off to Spencer, Fletcher, and Wheat. And Wheat's going to be the one that gets it. Jamarcus Wheat. He'll have it at 25-30. Still on his feet. And good field position. Spencer will get it at the 40. Why not be aggressive here? What do you got to lose at this point if you're the Greenways? You're down 21-0. Take some risk.
Yep, of course, don't let the air out of the ball just yet. Again, go throw the ball down the field. Of course, everybody in the stadium knows that that's what you should do or want to do. But, again, hey, you never know. Double move here. I know that, of course, as a defensive back, you stay as deep as the deepest and probably going to be in cover 3 right now because it makes no sense for you to take chances as far as manning up. But, again, Carver's defense is different.
First down at the 40 is Spencer. Fudge throws, intercepted.
Was he in bounds?
And are they going to say it was? Antavius Watts. Incomplete.
Incomplete. That was an excellent break. Excellent break.
How about Watts there?
Hey, man, let me tell you something. What you just saw him, we've seen him break several times, but Watts, Antavius Watts has an incredible quickness and an incredible ability to anticipate the quarterback, and that's why he puts himself in those positions. Just didn't have enough room on the sideline.
Second down for Spencer. Fudge, sidearms, and misses Couch, who was hit, but he has no time, and his guys are not getting many breaks there. Third down.
Tristan Givens was in the backfield there. Of course, we haven't heard his name all night, but again, that's just a matter of time because this guy is explosive off the edge, recruited by literally most of the SEC teams. He's also committed to Texas A&M, but again, has an opportunity to get even better here his senior season.
And flags. Flag, which means 5 yards on Spencer. So back them up, and it'll be 3rd and 15.
Kegler called his quarterback over to the sidelines to,
At this point, I think Kegler just wants to get to the halftime.
get some instructions.
And regroup.
Yeah, that would be the smartest thing, but I still would take a shot.
3rd and 15. Fudge. Looking, firing, caught, got blockers in front, and that is going to be enough for Raphael Crenshaw and the Greenways. First down. Nice job setting up the screen.
Wonderfully executed play, and you always know that Joseph Kegler has something in the hopper, and that was a somewhat of a delayed pass play to his receiver, and of course a big gain.
First down and 10 at the 49. Spencer trying to get something going. 45 seconds left until the half. Another sidearm. No, he's going to keep it and run. Fudge, stutter steps. And no timeouts for Spencer, so they're going to have to hurry.
Smart decision by the quarterback to just, tuck it and run because obviously there's no need of just throwing it up for grabs.
30 seconds and counting. Second down. Wasting a lot of clock. 20 seconds. Finally, Fudge gets the football. Fudge throws it over the middle and was just heaving it more of a prayer for Amari Couch. And it goes incomplete, 14 seconds left.
Tell you what, he obviously respects the catching radius of Couch. He wanted to just get in the vicinity,
yeah.
But unfortunately that angle just was not what it needed to be.
Third down for Spencer.
Still another opportunity to throw it up. You know, Carver, defensive backs, know that, I guess, in this situation, stay deepest the deepest.
Fudge moves his running back, setting up a screen, catching it, and the scat back finally gets out of bounds. Fletcher. And 3 seconds, so they'll have one time, maybe, if he can get it off, 2 seconds, excuse me, for a heave at the end zone.
Tristan Givens, the outstanding edge rusher for Carver Tigers, had his ears pulled back or pierced back, if you said, of course, coming off the edge, man. He was coming down like a locomotive. This should be the final play before the half for the Spencer Green Waves.
It is, and you would think they're going to send in any big receivers they got as they're going to heave this. You would think Givens, who is also a basketball player, he would back up and maybe be in coverage, being his 6'5", but Fudge is just going to get it out quickly. It's going to be reversed, and it's going to be loose ball, and it's picked up by Carver. It's still live. He's still on his feet, and there he goes. Jaden Taylor all the way in. Touchdown, Carver, the linebacker.
Wow.
And how about that momentum shift? Carver's going to go up by 4 touchdowns before the half.
Man, oh man, you talk about buzzard luck. The Spencer Green Waves tried to do a trick play. Of course, the hook and lateral. He got the hook, but the lateral didn't connect it. Of course, it was on the ground, and the defender picked the ball up and went the distance, man. Broke a couple of tackles, but you do have a discussion on the field by the referees.
Yeah, well, the entire Carver bench came on the field, so that's going to be a penalty. But look at the replay here. Unbelievable by Taylor. Jaden Taylor.
Well,
picked it up on a scoop and score here, DJ.
Yeah.
And missed tackles, jumping over, hurdling people. And Taylor scores a touchdown on a defensive turnover.
Tell you what, with no time on the clock, obviously scoring on the end where your locker room is, quite naturally you could see that all the players running out and running into the end zone because no time was left on the clock.
Because of the penalty, and we will get confirmation that touchdown did not count. Time has expired, and now we're going to go to the half. It is 21-0. We will get an explanation, but Jarvis Jones is not happy with the call. We're going to find out what that call was. We could not hear the official, but it was a flag, and they have taken the touchdown off the board. It's halftime here of the Heritage Bowl. And here's the replay. And you're seeing him, he's in bounds. And
he broke the pylon.
And if he broke the pylon, or are they saying did he fumble in the end zone? Because if he fumbled in the end zone, it's a touchback.
We'll see it again.
Look here on the replay. Again, what a play by Taylor, eluding tacklers, the linebacker.
Ball out.
It looked like originally was a touchdown signaled by the referee, though.
That was based on his angle, but again, the decision, there should have been another referee to the outside with a better decision and a better angle.
We're going to find out.
You're looking at it once again.
And what we're thinking.
See where the ball comes out. It's out. Boy, I tell you,
it's hard to see. You can't see because the block. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. It's halftime. We're going to let the band do their thing, and we'll find out what happened. But it's 21-0 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
season after defeating Villa Rica, leads Harris County 21-0. Harris County, fresh off their 17-9 victory over Manchester. Both teams 1-0 coming into this game, and a huge rivalry game, two border counties. And Harris County's got some work to do. They trail Troup County by a score of 21-0 at the half as they are getting ready to start the third quarter. Over at Rams Stadium, the Valley Rams trying to avenge their loss from last year at Glenwood. They currently lead the Glenwood Gators by a score of 20-0. And so that game is approaching halftime. Start of the third quarter as the Pacelli Vikings leads Tatnall Square by a score of 14-6. And this game was 7-6. Pacelli ended up getting a late touchdown right before the half. How about the Brookstone Cougars? They were down 17-3 in this game, and they score 20 unanswered points to lead Valwood 23-17. Also, they were down 7-0. Russell County has scored 14 unanswered points, and they lead Carroll by a score of 14-7. And Bremen leads Jordan 56-0. A tough road contest for the Jordan Red Jackets in their opener. We do have some action that happened last night. We had this game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live down at Otis Spencer Stadium. How about the Smith Station Panthers? 1-0 for the first time since 2019. The coaching debut of Coach Blair Harrison as the Smith Station Panthers defeat the Shaw Raiders 24-0. They have a chance to go to 2-0. Next week, they will be hosting Valley at TC Britton Field Panther Stadium, trying to go 2-0 in 2 weeks. They got the backyard brawl against Central, and then Shaw 0-2. They have got to go on the road and play Athens Academy before they start region play. And the Kendrick Cherokees 2-0 for the first time since 2014. They beat Best Academy 13-8 at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium last night. And Coach Mayo's team gets ready to go on the road in Roberta to face Crawford County for a Week 3 matchup next week before they start region play. Some other games of note, Columbus was supposed to play Greenville up at Kinnett Stadium last night. However, that game got postponed. They didn't really get the game off. They had a lightning delay, and they decided to cancel the game that night. So they're going to be playing at a different time. And Hardaway went up to Atlanta and dropped a game to Booker T. Washington by a score of 7-2. Don't forget, Thrift, Barringer, and I will be on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show this Sunday night. We will be dropping our rankings. We will tell you where we're going to be for Week 3. It's going to be exciting action. I know that we're trying to fight off the weather. We've got 4 incredible games. Let's take it back to DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium for the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl. Take it away, guys. And good evening and welcome to the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live halftime update scoreboard show with Richard Holdridge. And we are presented by the Beck Center, a center for academic and athletic excellence. I want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to do this halftime show. We are at the half at the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl, and Carver leads Spencer 28-0 as they got a scoop and score right before the half. It has been dominant by a defensive performance by Tristan Givens, who's got a sack, Zach Watts with a touchdown run, and the Carver Tigers trying to continue their win streak against the Spencer Green Wave. Spencer has not won a Heritage Bowl contest since 2017. There was a little bit of a lightning delay. This was a 7 o'clock start. That's why we're now just going to the half, and they are going to get ready to start the third quarter in the Heritage Bowl. Some of the other action around the area up at Callaway Stadium. In fact, this is the first time that Georgia-Alabama Sports Live has made an appearance at Callaway Stadium. Troup County leads Harris County by a score of 21-0 as they get ready to start the third quarter. Up at Rams Stadium in Valley, Alabama, Glenwood trailing Valley 20-0. Glenwood had a goal line situation. Trey Clarity could not convert the fourth down. The Valley defense comes up big, and they currently lead the Glenwood Gators 20-0, trying to avenge that loss when they lost to Glenwood in the opener down at Glenwood 21-20 last season. They've started the third quarter at Dimel Field, where the Pacelli Vikings trying to get their first victory of the season, and they lead Tatnall Square by a score of 14-6. And Pacelli trying to get their first win of the season, first win for Coach Smitty Griner. And I was actually at Dimel Field. That place is electric. And a lot of fans there, as that is just up the road from where we are here at the Beck Center. The Brookstone Cougars, 20 unanswered points. They were down 17-3 in this game to Valwood. They now lead 23-17. And what a comeback by Ian Headley's bunch after the momentum carrying over from the big win against Tatnall Square last week at Mack Strong Stadium, 49-6, traveling on the road to Valdosta to take on a tough Valwood team that was a runner-up in 3A in the GIAA. Russell County got 14 unanswered points as they currently lead Carroll 14-7 rather. And Bryson Riggins, his senior year, had 40 touchdowns last year. Russell County just trying to get a big win in the opener before they travel to Eufaula next week before their opener at home on September the 5th. And it is all Bremen in this one against the Jordan Red Jackets. Tough matchup on the road for Coach Aaron McDaniel's bunch in their first game of the season. They currently trail 56-0. And let's take a look at some of the action that happened yesterday. You saw it on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. The Smith Station Panthers are 1-0 for the first time since 2019. Coach Blair Harrison picks up his first victory as the Panthers head coach, and he took on his former team. As Smith Station is 1-0, they host Valley next week at TC Britton Field, Panther Stadium. Shaw goes to 0-2. They will take on Athens Academy next week. And the Kendrick Cherokees, 2-0 for the first time since 2014. Coach Emmanuel Mayo Brown's bunch defeated Best Academy 13-8 after defeating the Walker School last week. Now they go on the road to take on Crawford County in Roberta, and this was a team that beat Kendrick at Kinnett Stadium last year. Some other games of note, Columbus was supposed to play Greenville rather, but this game got postponed because of the lightning delay up at Kinnett Stadium. And Hardaway, 0-2 on the season. They fell to Booker T. Washington last night up in Atlanta by a score of 7-2. Calvary Christian is on a bye after beating Terrell County last week. Braxton Wilkerson with 5 touchdown passes. Their home opener will be next Friday against Mount DeSales. And then Northside is also on a bye, 1-0 on the season. They will be on the road in Noonan, Georgia to take on Northgate next week. Be sure to watch all the games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We've got a slate of 4 games that are getting ready to start the second half. It has been a blast. This is the Georgia Alabama Sports Live scoreboard halftime update. Now let's go ahead and send it back to DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium for the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back, everyone. Halftime here. Carver 21-0. So before the half, we said, why did they take the touchdown off the board? Well, they said incomplete pass. So on the lateral, they called that incomplete. And so it negated the scoop and score. And obviously, Jarvis Jones wasn't happy. We looked at the replay. That looked like a fumble. But the referees say otherwise, and it's 21-0, DJ.
That's what it is, and there's still obviously a lot of points there for the Carver Tigers in this ball game in the second half. And I'll tell you what, Spencer's going to have to pull one out of the hat to slow down these Carver Tigers and their explosive offensive weapons in the backfield. But you know what? Again, anything can happen. This is a rivalry that, you can throw all the records out the window. You can throw all the rankings out the window. And somehow, some way, Coach Kegler needs to get a spark from his Green Waves.
So what is that spark going to be, DJ? How do they get back in this game when they could barely move the football as is in that first half?
Well, I still don't think that they've thrown the ball down the field. Of course, they stretched the defense much. I think they've been trying to throw a lot of crossing patterns and short passes. I think that, again, I don't know their situation at wide receiver, but they definitely have a quarterback that's capable of getting the ball down the field and taking some shots. I mean, that's the only way that I can see them getting in this ball game, taking some shots down the field. Of course, I saw a beautiful pass by Fudge a little earlier. He threw it only where the receiver could get it. However, just there wasn't enough room on the outside. But that's what it's going to take, because otherwise, man-to-man, lineman to lineman, the Green Waves can't do anything with these Carver Tigers.
You saw the halftime update show presented by the Beck Center. Richard Holdridge, great job. The bands were fantastic. And I love seeing both of them. So that was a lot of fun. 1:08 here left until starting the second half. Don't forget, we'll have the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game after the game. And then the GIAA High School Football Scoreboard Show tonight, presented by the Beck Center at 11 o'clock. Me and Richard will be there for that.
Dude, I hope you can get out of here. You might have to get a helicopter and take off from on top of
I know it. Now with this game, it looks like I may be doing live from the Heritage Bowl right here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, that is a consideration.
All right. Second half about to start.
Tell you what, I am hoping that the Green Waves will come back out swinging very much like they did in the first quarter, keeping it close for the most part.
Being aggressive, because you're down 21-0.
Yes. Crowd still hanging in here. I tell you, that storm must have blown right over, but still a little muggy down here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. Hadn't had opportunity to take a look out behind me here across the parking lot at the Civic Center, but the Columbus Clingstones have a game as well. And, Ben, I tell you what, I hadn't seen this parking lot this full since a Fountain City Classic. Just a calm feeling here in the stadium.
No doubt about it. And Spencer is going to receive. See if they can get something going here.
Coach Jones is slowly releasing his team off the sideline. The referees blowing the whistle for them to get out. They want the return team on the field, actually the kickoff team on the field.
Yeah.
Spencer will receive. They usually have Wheat back deep.
Yeah, Wheat and Fletcher.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Wheat and Requavius Fletcher are going to return, and Spencer is going to kick it off. Spencer will boom it, and it'll be returned by Wheat. Wheat to the 25, the 30. There goes Jamarcus Wheat. Wheat will finally get taken down, but a good return that'll set up Carver outside the 35. No running game, lack thereof in that first half, DJ. You would think that that has got to be the focal point for Coach Kegler and the Green Wave offense.
Well, again, a man on man. Obviously, they're outmanned, they're outsized, and again, got to take some shots, man. Obviously, you can't go, running the ball up. Obviously, you got to command some respect of the run game, maybe so that, but, you know, you're just not going to beat Carver running tonight, not from what I've seen up to this point.
First down. Fudge throws back shoulder, and he misses, looking there for Jamal Lewis. And the back shoulder throw was off the mark.
I love that call, coming out aggressive. You know, the ball probably didn't have the best placement, but again, I love the idea of attacking right away.
Good coverage there by Steve Wright and the Carver Tigers. Hand off to Crawford. Crawford just gets slammed down there.
Dejon Daniels.
Yes, Daniels, number 25, with a hard hit. Third down.
Tell you what, that defensive front is just so stout. The only way that I could see anything happening is somebody would have to totally bust an assignment and get out of position. But so far, they've been very disciplined, staying in their lanes and controlling the line of scrimmage.
Fudge looks over the sideline. Carver, if Spencer could score here, you would think get some momentum, down 3 scores. Fudge fires, and it's intercepted, and it falls out of his hands. And it was Travis Murphy who read it beautifully and could hold on to it.
Beautiful break on the ball, but just could not hold on to it. As you see again, Fudge.
So 4th down for the Green Waves.
Nice break on the ball, just couldn't hold on to it.
And Rubio will come out again to punt.
Also, once again, back to receive the electrifying freshman running back returner, Zach Watts.
And that's where he's going to be. And there's a flag, and that is going to be delay of game on Spencer. So tack on 5 more yards here on 4th down.
Tell you what, I would love to see a good punt get off here. Give Watts an opportunity to showcase his returning skills.
So back them up 5 yards, and they'll try to do it again on the opening possession. Spencer wasted 1 minute and 4 seconds and went 3 and out. Watts spins. Watts makes 2 people miss. Watts still on his feet. Watts cannot be brought down. Tough run and return by number 14 in white. And we have a Jack Houston Memorial Hospital timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
That's where Carver's going to be. Welcome back. Thrift Barringer, DJ Jones, Sebastian Hurd, and the Tigers offense will start at the 50. Handoff is to Zach Watts. Watts, he runs so hard and physical. Reminds me, and please don't kill me, DJ, and for those out there, I love doing comparisons. That's just me. But he reminds me of young Todd Gurley. How hard he runs, how fast he is, how elusive he is. Remember, Todd was returning kicks and punts for touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
This kid's got that type of level in him as a freshman.
I can see some of the similarities, and I also see a little bit of Isaiah Crowell in it.
I like that comparison even more. 2nd down, low snap, get it out. Castlin will have space in the flat. Castlin spins and will get enough for Carver, first down.
Tell you what, it should be against the law to have that much quickness and explosiveness on the offensive side of the ball. You got, of course, Tarver and Caslin, and then you bring in Watts. Unbelievably explosive.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's really not.
You had enough with Tarver and Caslin. Then you throw in Watts.
Most teams only have one of those kind of guys. Carver's got 3. And the most impressive part of it is the quarterback and Watts are both freshmen, man.
Yes.
So Coach Jones will definitely have a great nucleus on offense for the next few years.
And I love that they have been spreading out the touches, letting all the guys feel important. Hurd firing wide open is Miles for a walk-in touchdown. And you're seeing the arm talent from the freshman Hurd.
39 yards and the score. Miles got behind the Green Waves defense.
You knew that was coming.
Yes.
Lull him to sleep on the run, lull him to sleep on the run, play action pass, zone read, wide open, Miles streaking. And that's the second time he's done that here tonight. But this one's for 6. Carver goes up 27-0. Look at this throw, DJ.
Wonderful
Could
touch
not be on
from the freshman.
point.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, great arm talent.
So Spencer will be on for the PAT. You know what, DJ?
What's that, my friend?
It's like this team and Carver has the same mindset as last year. Go out and dominate, man.
Absolutely.
Jarvis Jones. I don't see much of a drop-off. It's 28-0. They're on top of Spencer in a big one, the Heritage Bowl on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
DJ Jones, Thrift, Barringer. Here, look at this replay, DJ. That's a young DJ Jones, left-handed DJ Jones on the pass.
Yeah.
How about that bomb?
I tell you, man, just a beautiful touch. And it's amazing this guy is only 14, 15 years old, freshman, in a varsity football game, one of this magnitude and performing like he's an upperclassman.
Spencer set to kick it off. Return, and there goes number 5, Fletcher, and we'll get it out to the 35-yard line. Let's talk about respect, because that's kind of what Spencer's going to be playing for at this point, down 27-0 with 9 minutes left in the third.
You know, again, Coach Kegler has been around a while, man. 19 years, he understands. You know, the possibility of winning this game has gotten away from him. However, you still have to be respectful. You still have to build. It's just the first game of the season for them. So, again, you still have to continue to show that you have confidence in your team. I think that they should continue to take shots. Don't be careless with the football so that this thing doesn't get too out of hand.
Yeah, you don't want 56-0, because remember, this is the first game of the season, but it is a region game.
Carver scored 50 points last week.
Yep, and look at that. Oh, big number 99 coming in. And that's Kingston Boogie Brown. And that he is a load to handle up front at the defensive tackle position.
Absolutely. He was totally unblocked. It looked like he got through so clean, or he just demolished whoever was in front of him, because he
ran him
had
over.
a bead on the runner.
Second down and 15 for the Green Waves. And Fudge throws it, and it goes right through the hands of Jamal Lewis. Even if he caught it, he was only going to get to the original line of scrimmage, third down and long.
If you were Coach Kegler, what would you do, Thrift?
I would probably open up the kitchen sink, and at this point, I don't care if what's the difference between 28-0 and 49-0. Let me try some things because I want my offense to feel some type of confidence. There's a good throw. I say that, but about 5 yards in front of an open receiver, and that's pretty much been the epitome all game long.
That's
DJ.
what I wanted to see more of early on, and I know that Fudge has the arm, and I just don't know if they have the speed on the outside to challenge the Tigers.
He was looking there for Raphael Crenshaw, and Rubio will come out to punt. If you're Spencer, though, you want to try to get back in this game as best you can.
Yeah.
4 down, 4 touchdowns. I don't want to kind of state that the game's over with still 8 minutes left here in the third quarter, but it's just one game, and you still got an entire region in which I think Spencer is still the second best team in the region they're in this year. So they have everything still in front of them, can make a deep playoff run, but not the start Kegler and the Green Waves wanted, as that's going to be fumbled because Watts tried to come up, and there's a break that Spencer has just been dying for, and a turnover, and I think the Green Wave got it. Discussion now,
Yes,
and they do.
Yeah.
If there's one mistake, the freshman, and it's a learning experience, let that one bounce. He'll come up and try to grab that, and then it goes off of his chest.
Yeah, glad to see him running right off the field. Obviously, he tried to make a play, but, you know, sometimes you just, especially with a kick that short, you know, but he wanted to catch it. He wasn't trying to run it back, but he wanted to make sure that he gave his offense good field position. But, however, that didn't work out.
Now, if you're Spencer, you got to start throwing it downfield.
First play of the game, man. I'm going downtown. Double move, and I'm going downtown. No, might not fool anybody, but at least I'm going there. I'm going to try something. No holding back now.
No holds bar for Fudge and the Green Wave. They must have heard me when I was kind of trying to talk them into they may be losing this game. A fumble happens. Fudge, screen, off the hands.
Boy,
he's got no time to throw, DJ.
And he's got some pepper on those short passes, I tell you that.
He's feeling the pressure. He feels like he's got to get it out quicker, making him throw it faster. And you're right.
That thing's coming in hot.
Coming in very hot. Goes off the fingertips of a Green Wave, and it'll go 2nd down and 10.
Yeah.
DJ, we had some great guests on the morning show this past week. We'll talk about that here throughout the second half. But LaCoya Day and Rosa Patterson, 2 of the best principals around the area. And there's a timeout, so it's a good time to talk about that. You know, LaCoya taking over a guy, and Chris Lindsay, you've done very well, done an amazing job in his 20 years at Carver, but so far so good for what LaCoya's done.
Absolutely. Out the gate, of course, a couple of months on the job, a couple of weeks into the school year. But very poised. He's a guy that, you know, he's just not a guy, a chip off the block. He's been around. He's experienced. He's had opportunities down at Manchester. He's had opportunities up at Harris County. And, again, he's made for this. He graduated from Carver. He knows the culture. He knows the fabric of the community. And I think that it'll work very well. Although, you know, it's hard to come behind a guy who spent as much time and has improved Carver's I won't say they improved the culture, but he improved the experience of being a student by instilling discipline and understanding of what is needed to be a productive citizen. And Christopher Lindsay did a great job of establishing that. And, of course, LaCoya Day, in my opinion, is just the right guy at the right time.
One of the best interviews we've had in a long time was Rosa Patterson.
Yes.
She has done an amazing job in her leadership with the Green Waves, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. 2nd down and 10 for Spencer and Elijah Fudge. He'll take the snap. Looks like another screen pass, sidearm, and he had the open Fletcher. And, again, open space, but a lot of zip on the pass, and they're just not catching it.
A lot of drop passes, and, you know, again, yeah, he has some – he's spinning it. And I know that pass is a hard pass to catch, but you got to come up with something. You got to make a play. Somebody has to do something extraordinary to spark this Spencer team and get this offense going.
Brookstone Cougars, how about Ian Headley right now, DJ? 37-23 over the #1 team in 3A in the GIAA, starting 2-0. Many people thought, where's this guy coming from? How does Brookstone hire them? shows you some of these guys know what they're doing when they're hiring these guys.
One thing is for sure is that I don't think as many people were questioning the hire because the Brickstone could get anybody and whoever they want for the most part.
And again, a pass over the middle. Flags do come out, and it goes right through the hands of Crenshaw. That's 5 consecutive drops for the Green Waves.
Absolutely. And again, you just cannot be a productive offense with that many drops in the game we've seen here, especially against a team like Carver, a defensive team that really is one of those teams that they'll squeeze a turnover out of you. But anytime you have an open receiver that's dropping passes like we're seeing tonight, pepper on the ball or not, you got to come down with these passes.
And you see on the replay here, throws it over the middle.
Right in the basket.
That's got to be called.
Yep.
That's got to be called, DJ. I don't care how hard that's thrown. And then the green grass, it was a great throw, great route, just not executed. And that's things that Coach Kegler's going to have to look back on the film for next week.
One thing about it is that if you don't have anybody that can catch the ball, and these are the guys you're counting on, you're just going to have to coach them up, man, because this is the first game. And, again, they have to hold on to the ball. Somebody has to make a play.
Do you think that's a factor, the fact that Carver played last week on the road in a tough environment and Spencer didn't?
Well, I think that has something to do with it, but the main thing is that Carver has just that much more talent. They're just that more, skilled as far as the positions of especially on offense with that electrifying backfield of that threesome of Watts, Coslin, as well as the other kid. It's incredible that they have that many weapons on offense. And I was talking about Tarver, Kelston Tarver, Kobe Caslin, and Zach Watts are the catalyst on this Carver Tigers offensive football team. The quarterback that's an extra something special in Sebastian Hurd, the freshman with so much poise.
He's already got a touchdown pass, and it's 27-0. We hadn't heard much of T.J. Watson here tonight. We haven't needed to, but he's also another weapon that can be electrifying. Marte Sears is the lone receiver here on the near side. Trips on the far side with Caslin and Miles, who's got a touchdown pass. Caslin with a run. Some confusion there by Carver. We'll take a break. We'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Troup County's beaten Harris County 35-0 with 7:28 left in the third quarter. It is a bloodbath McGrath there, and it's almost turning into that here. Pacelli leads Tatnall. Glenwood down 20-0 against Valley. So it has been blowout city around the area. Last night I had the pleasure of calling Smith Station, first win in 2 years. And you know they felt it in that community. How about Blair Harrison, a good friend of the show? Popcorn Tarver on the tall sweep, and he'll be pushed out of bounds for a 9-yard gain.
Love to see that explosion on the edge, man. That acceleration is something to see. Beats everybody to the edge and just runs out of real estate.
So first down, Carver now at the 50. It's all Carver in this one. Tarver. And it will get 4 yards there. 6:30 here in the third quarter. Jarvis Jones, back in high school, was such a phenomenal athlete. Many people knew him as a basketball player. Went on to be an All-American defensive player. Led them to their first ever state championship at 07. DJ, you remember that year. And everybody knows what happened at Georgia and, of course, in the NFL.
Absolutely. Just a tremendous decision to come down and lead. Zach Watts up inside. He breaks the tackle, the initial hit on the second level, and obviously come down with a host of green waves to take him down. Here's a guy that probably is 185. Here's a flag over here on the sidelines.
They're going to throw the flag on a late hit there. But, you know, Jarvis, we know about the talent, but did you know he had it in to be a head coach somewhere?
Well, again, you know, when you spend 6 years in a program like the University of Georgia and Kirby Smart, you know, in those rooms, in those meeting rooms, and again, you know, coming out of the NFL where he was a first-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers and had the all-star career, the All-American career at the University of Georgia, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. You know, I know that he had all the physical tools, but I know also that he had the football acumen. He had the understanding of the game, and being in for the last 6 years, 7 years in those rooms with Kirby Smart's defensive coaches, he was destined to be a coach.
No doubt, man, and it's awesome to see the way he's gotten Carver off to a great start. It's no easy thing to do, replacing a guy in Pierre Coffey who just won a state championship last year, but he's managed to do that pretty good so far. Again, only week 2, and his team's up 27-0 here, the third quarter of the Heritage Bowl. Sebastian Hurd, the freshman, looking, firing, and there's an open Caslin. Make that touchdown pass number 2, and it's 34-0. Carver on top.
Again, the touch of this freshman is just unheard of. His poise and, you know, again, just, you know, you're able to spin it, but sometimes you just have to have some touch. And you can see the replay here. Watch how calm he is in the pocket. He looks off to the right and goes back down the left sideline and just floats it right in for the touchdown.
And Caslin now gets his second touchdown of the game, this time a receiving one. And you're seeing the plethora of offense and weapons the Carver Tigers have all day to throw, but poise, man. Looking off the defender and then going back the opposite way is really impressive from a guy that's only a freshman. I can't state it enough. Only a freshman. And that freshman has the Carver Tigers up 34-0 against their rival Spencer. On the hill. That's what they're going to be saying all night tonight at Memorial Stadium. It's a blowout. Carver leads by 34.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
$10 or $15.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. DJ Jones, we just got an announcement. Over 4,000 fans in attendance for, I think, a capacity that could get up to maybe 5 or 6.
Here's the $64,000 question. 4,000 fans in here, but how many still in the parking lot that just stayed out there to do their thing? Probably
no doubt. Another
couple thousand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So all eyes have been on the Heritage Bowl, and I think everyone knows who the best team in this area is. It's the team in maroon. They lead 34-0 over rival Spencer. And there goes Fletcher. It'll be first down and 10 for help, and now we got some extracurricular activities. Flags are being thrown, and good job by the officials by breaking that up. The last thing you want for a game like this to get out of control, get out of hand. We don't want it leading up into the stands. It's a great job by the referee there, D.
Absolutely, and again, you know, obviously the pride of the Spencer Green Waves, down 34-0. You know, I'm sure that they've been talked to enough, and of course I see them huddled with their head coach. Joe Kegler is talking and telling these guys, hey, look, keep your composure, and the same thing with Coach Jones with the Carver Tigers. You know, you don't want any of the fiasco. You don't want this to turn into anything other than just a good, hard-fought ball game that obviously you had to play tonight. You don't want this remembered by anything other than just the play between the white lines.
First and 10 after the penalty on Carver from the 41-yard line. 15-yard penalty for Fudge in the offense, who have not been in Carver territory but once this game. One time. And these screen passes are just being sniffed out. Taylor was there, Watts was there, and another incomplete pass for Fudge.
Looks to me like the receiver didn't realize that he was supposed to be on the other end of that screen pass because the ball was thrown in an area where there was not a green wave defender.
Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're bringing you all things around the area, live streaming. We had over 20 games we did. Volleyball, softball, football right now. Flag football gonna start. 15 schools in our coverage area. You're already here. Like and subscribe. That snap went directly to the running back. It was weird, and he doesn't get much of anything. Leadership is key for these two schools, and we talked about both principals, and we'll go to Rosa Patterson. We were trying to talk about her, but that interview we did, I'm still hearing feedback from that one.
Absolutely. I met Ms. Patterson several years ago before she was named the principal. She was an assistant principal, and of course, she called me when she needed some help and with something, and we were able to work it out. But I got an opportunity to see how much she loves those kids because, again, I had seen and heard some things, but being firsthand and working with her, incredible leader, just a great spirit. She can communicate with the kids. They respect her. Of course, the rest of the administration does. So she was just the odds-on favorite to get the job several years ago. She's been been the head principal. I was about to say head coach, but she's been the principal now for, I believe it is 3 years. This is her third year, and again, just doing a tremendous job. But the way she presents herself, she exudes confidence, and again, that's what a leader does. And again, that should be trickling down throughout her administration and throughout all of her teachers and even the students. They can see their fearless leader being, again, outspoken, head up, being, of course, having that swag. But I think that she's done a tremendous job through it.
Third down. And I think Ms. Patterson's interview, you can go back and listen right now. It's on Sports Vision Facebook page and YouTube channel. False start on Spencer. 3rd and 15 now. The morning show is the best way to get you started every weekday morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. We'll be back on Monday and rehashing everything that happened this weekend. Got big games happening next week. By the way, college football starts, CJ. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, sir.
Technically starts tomorrow,
right.
But for everybody, all the other teams, they start next week.
Looking forward to it, man. Obviously, and then right after that, pro football. So to have high school football, college football, and professional football, we'll definitely have more football content than we can shake a stick at. Another receiver open in the flats, and ball a little high.
That was Tristan Buford, and it goes right through Buford's hands, and 4th down.
Tell you what, it won't be long. It looked like before we start to see some of the younger players, I don't know if Coach Jones is going to allow his second and third stringers into the game this early. Obviously, we still have another quarter left in the ball game.
Yeah, still have 4:38 left in this quarter.
Yep.
And Rubio will boom that one up. And it will go and get a decent roll.
You can tell that was a similar punt as the last one that obviously Watts tried to catch running up on it, but you can tell he's a quick learner. Didn't even shake a peep at trying to come up and catch that one.
So in a couple minutes, by the way, Synovus Park and the Clean Zone is going to have fireworks, DJ. So they're in conjunction with each other. Remember, we are right here near Synovus Park, which we got news that Chris Sale, who's the Braves Hall of Fame pitcher and Cy Young Award winner, is not going to be pitching tomorrow because of the rain. He'll be actually with Gwinnett Stripers in Memphis getting those rehab starts in. So unfortunately, he will not be here on Saturday like we thought, DJ.
Well, we had fun with it, and obviously it would have been a great time to see one of the best pitchers of our time. It just wasn't meant to be. Handoff up inside. Tarver.
And Popcorn Tarver, another big gallop and a first down close to midfield.
Tarver brought down by
And they're gonna,
Allison.
I think they score again here. They'll bring out that running clock. And I never thought that would happen in a game of this magnitude, DJ.
Yep.
But it did.
The truth of the matter is that, the Carver Tigers
they're
are
talented,
stacked.
man.
They're stacked.
It is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We tried to not put too much expectation on Jarvis, but it is what it is. The talent is hard to hide. And look at that. And there's a pass over the middle, and that's going to bring on pass interference. He was looking for number 15, Marte Sears, and there's going to be pass interference on the green wave.
Again, it's hard to pull a freshman and to turn him off when you are a freshman, the quarterback, and to go to, who do you go to? I mean, this guy at the start of summer camp, I think he was 3rd or 4th on the depth chart. They had a couple of quarterbacks in, and that was, signed up to be the starting quarterback. But over the course of time, it ended up one thing led to another, and all of a sudden this freshman was thrusted into duty, and thank God he's talented and poised enough. And he's done really well.
And if you're Jarvis, why not win with the freshman? You got 4 more years of him, man.
Absolutely.
And you can win with him. He's showing you now. And look at that dime to Miles. Are you kidding me? The freshman's putting on a show. He's got a hat trick. That's 3 touchdown passes already.
Unbelievable.
How about that dime, man? Are you kidding me, DJ?
And you know what? We talked about the first couple of touchdowns and the touch that was on the passes, man. That was as beautiful as that was poetry in motion.
Man, they're out there having fun right now at the expense of Spencer. It's 40-0.
Absolutely. You see the release, and of course the receiver Miles running right up under it.
That's his second, DJ.
Second touchdown. That's the 3rd touchdown for the young quarterback.
Second for Miles.
Yes,
He also threw one to Caslin.
Now, again, you're about to go up 41 points after this Spencer kick.
And that is up and good. So 41-0 is your score. The Tigers having fun here at Memorial. That's going to be 8 straight now for them against Spencer.
Absolutely. Wow.
Some other scores around the area. This is not the only blowout. Troup County leaves Harris County 42-0. So they're getting revenge from that one last year. For Glenwood and the Gators, they're down 20-0 against Valley. And for Pacelli, they are leading 21-6 with 4:53 left in that one. Also, Brookstone leads Valwood 37-30.
Thrift, we have to give credit to Coach Jones and his staff for keeping these players level-headed. Obviously, scoring 50 points in the first game last week up in Fayetteville against Whitewater. It could have been very easily having the big head. They didn't drink the Kool-Aid. They knew that was just the first game. And, of course, this rival that you have with Spencer Greenways with the Heritage Bowl.
Right.
It seems like, again, I was just up there yesterday, speaking to the team. And all of those kids were focused. They were, tuned in. They weren't lollygagging and playing around. They were serious. You could tell that they were on a mission, and you could tell that they were focused and ready for the Greenways.
Yeah, they were, man, and they came out determined to dominate, and that's exactly what they're doing. And Spencer will kick it off here. Another Fletcher return, and the young man will get absolutely depleted. And he'll stop at the 24-yard line. DJ, I've done 3 football games already in 2 weeks. You want to know what those scores for those games are?
Go ahead.
Last week, 31-8 Northside. They led 31-0.
That wasn't fun.
Smith Station last night, 24-0 over Shaw.
That's not fun.
And then tonight, 41-0.
And certainly, it hadn't been fun.
I'm going to have to eventually get a game that's going to go down to the wire.
Right.
It's going to happen. I just feel it in my bones,
Right.
CJ.
Yeah. That's how the ball bounces.
And
But
not even down the wire, just something competitive, man. which I think is the biggest shock. But then are we really shocked, DJ? Because there's a ton of talent on this Carver team, man.
You know, we're trying to keep it 100, man, and you know, we're trying to keep it honest. You know, again, the Carver Tigers are talented. No way, it's no way other to put it than that. And Coach Jones is in his first year as the head coach. But these Carver Tigers, man, they are doing the doggone thing.
And if you remember last year, as Fudge will wave Crawford, here comes Gibbons, and pass is incomplete. Last year, Carver started off with a close victory against Whitewater, close victory against Spencer, 17-9, and then they had the loss to Harris County. From that moment until now, they have not had one game within 3 touchdowns, and that includes the state championship, man. Unbelievable ride that they've been on, and albeit with a new quarterback and a new coach, and they're still rolling. And it just shows you how great this program is.
We've been, you know, we've been marveling over the freshman sensation at quarterback, and of course, we're talking about the young man Sebastian Hurd. But Carver's defense is the heart and soul of their team, and they are putting pressure on folks. People are not scoring at all. They're shutting folks out as they are today. And this, you know, of course, they're blanking Spencer right now, but. Tell you, man, it's going to be a great season for the Tigers based on these first 2 games.
No doubt. So let's talk about what these 2 teams have coming up. Spencer goes on the road to Lovett. And Lovett on the season is 0-1, the Lions. So they'll take on the Green Waves next week. As for Carver, and now the ball's loose, but the play has been blown dead. Carver takes on Harris County next week. County just got dominated by Troup County, and so that's
Carver looking for a little revenge this year.
Yeah, especially that being the only loss they've had in the last 2 years. They then play Northside, who's a much improved team. Columbus, Hardaway, Shaw, Sumter County, Jordan, Kendrick. Again, being transparent, as you like to say, keep it at 100. I don't see a loss on here, and the only game that I think is worrisome is at Sumter County. And that is not coming until October the 10th. Who knows how good this team's going to be by then.
You're absolutely right. And again, you know, a lot of factors that you have to have everybody healthy. You know, they got all the firepower early on, and again, I'm seeing the medical staff rolling out a stretcher. I don't know what that means, you know, because I didn't see anybody get hurt on the field.
I'm hoping that is nothing serious.
Exactly. That's not a good sign when you definitely see the stretcher rolled out on the sidelines, and I'm sure we'll find out. It certainly wasn't in the field of play. It might be somebody in the stands that has fallen ill, but it's definitely down there. It's on behind Carver's bench on the visitor's sideline, and it looked like it's going to the north side of the stadium.
And another penalty on Spencer.
I'm still following that stretcher.
Yeah.
I'm glad no signs of they passed the players now, so this must be a fan or maybe somebody else.
Actually, it looks like they're over there by the cheerleaders. Whatever.
I saw them. They're taking all the equipment off.
We'll keep up with that here and monitor it as Zach Watts makes a man miss. Zach Watts still on his feet. Zach Watts juking his way. There goes Zach Watts all the way, and he'll be taken down at the 5. Breaking ankles, putting people on skates. That's a freshman phenom out there, ladies and gentlemen.
That's exactly what that is. And again, you don't see running backs like that, much less a freshman, 14-year-old in a varsity football game, making moves like that. First and foremost, catching the punt. And as an old punt returner myself, I understand and know what it's like to concentrate and catch the punt, but to have the vision and to have the moves that he has.
Unbelievable, man.
Unbelievable. He took something, or he took nothing and made it out of something, almost stick it in the end zone.
And now it'll be first and goal, and first string still out there, DJ, and they're trying to score another one right here before the end of the quarter, 16 seconds.
Tell you what, not only do they have the knife in the back, but they're starting to turn it
And C.J. Starr makes a
He's
big
not
play
going
there.
anywhere. He has done his job.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't quit.
No.
And that's why I like him as one of the best defenders in our area.
Love his motor.
And that's the end of a dominant third quarter. Carver puts up 20. They lead by 41. We got a quarter to go here in the 63rd Annual Heritage Bowl.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet from Glenn Smith and Opelika. Hit the road in a rugged new full-size Chevy Silverado with discounts up to $12,250 off MSRP. New Chevy Traverse, the spacious and comfortable ride with affordable pricing. Now with discounts up to $4,000 off MSRP. People from all over the USA are coming to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everybody. Thrift Barringer here. DJ Jones. DJ, it's 41-0. One more score here. You would think Jarvis probably going to put in some second and third teamers.
I think it's time now. Obviously, there's no way in the world for Spencer to get back in this game. And, again, when you got those electrifying three running backs, I don't know if they could go four deep, but they certainly got the best three. And it is actually still back with his starters. Want to give one more score on the board, huh?
And they're going to hand it off to Tarver. Tarver does the same thing Castlin does, which is bouncing his way to the 2-yard line.
I love the way those backs set up their blocks and get the defenders off balance and cut back, putting their foot in the ground, making those sharp cuts. That's not easy to do.
And there will be touchdown number 7. Carver goes up 47-0.
And you can see the Greenways fans are making their way to the exits.
When we talked to Monk Johnson, he says we got to learn how to tackle. Well, tackling's been an issue, but so has moving the football. It's just really been such a dominant performance. And I think that's every team in this region with Carver. I really do. I don't know much about Sumter. We'll learn more, but I thought Spencer was the second best team. And when you're beating the second best team in your own region 47-0, raises some eyebrows, DJ.
How does that make you feel, Thrift, to be down 47 points here with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and with the opportunity to possibly go even further in the hole?
In the 5 years we've done this, we've never called a game this bad.
Right.
So, I mean, you see here on the replay, Tarver will get in for a touchdown. But Jarvis has done an amazing job. When you have that much talent, it's not easy, man, because everybody wants the ball. And it seems like everybody feels like they're included. Everybody's getting the touches they need. That's a tough thing to do for a first-year head coach, and he's doing an amazing job at it.
He is doing an amazing job, but obviously this last quarter, it's going to be a running clock, right?
Yes.
So what does a running clock mean?
Running clock means that
won't stop?
Hopefully it won't stop unless it's after a touchdown or a timeout.
Yeah.
Because they usually stop after first downs, but.
Yeah, this game has gotten totally out of hand. The Carver Tigers up 48-0. I tell you, much to my surprise, but I'm certainly sure that Coach Jones and his staff weren't surprised, because they were the ones doing all the.
They saw the film.
All the preparation. Yeah, exactly.
They knew what they were in store for, and I think kind of Coach Kegler did too. But you never want to come into a game thinking you're going to lose, but you just see the team in white just a little bit bigger, faster, and stronger than the team in green.
A loss like this early in the season, Thrift, what do you think it does to your mental psychic, or at least what it does to your momentum or your team spirit as you see that Coach Kegler has to deal with the Spencer Green Waves after this loss?
I think you got to regroup. You need to get a win against Lovett, and then there's a bunch of games that are coming up. Remember, the toughest team on your schedule, you played the first week of the season.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Big.
Coach Kegler is, of course, and I kept alluding to the experience factor. He's been in this position. He understands that he has the whole season in front of him, and these players, I'm sure they know that as well. But it's going to be a tough way to take this one tonight. But man, I tell you what, you got 9 more shots at it.
Kegler says he's not going home with timeouts. Well, guess what? We're not going home with commercials. We'll take one, too. We'll be right back after this.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Welcome back, everyone. Thrift Barringer, DJ Jones. And it is Heritage Bowl. It's 48-0. And there goes another tackle. And that is big number 51, the Carver Tigers, which is Nuke Simmons. Ones that make the tackle.
Way to go, Nuke.
DJ, the Carver boys were out there. I guess they're still going to be having fun here tonight after this one.
Yeah, again, they're not going to be out there as late as they normally are because they said after a couple of hours after the game that you have to break it down and start getting out. But those guys, I know that we've spent many, many hours after the games out there celebrating.
And look at that, a wide open catch, and finally connecting on the crossing route is Elijah Fudge to Jamal Lewis in a big play. A little too late, but nonetheless came.
Again, a spark. That's a piece of film that obviously can, they can use in their film study to attack the next opponent. And of course, I would love for the Spencer Green Waves to get on the board here, just for the sake and the momentum and the mental part of this for their game, to show that again can't be totally dominated by these Carver Tigers.
And another run this time by Fudge, and he will get out and inside the pocket for about 4 yards.
He's still cool, calm, and collect, even though the scoreboard is not in his favor. But Elijah Fudge, a veteran guy that has performed on this level at a high level. Just unfortunately tonight, just couldn't get any help from the receivers in holding on to the ball.
Fudge will hand it off to Crawford. Crawford will push his way. And a good run there by Crawford, and that will be another Spencer first down.
Looks like Coach Jones has started to put some of his backups in. That defensive line doesn't look as massive as it was. I can tell that it's he's allowing some of his younger players to get more snaps.
Timeout, Carver. We'll take another one, too. Be right back. Nope, we'll stay right here because we got the GIAA scoreboard show presented by the Beck Center coming up literally in 52 minutes. So I go from here, and then I get on that, and I update everything around high school football in the state of Georgia. It's the high school scoreboard show presented by the Beck Center on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That will be coming up here at 11 o'clock.
You and Richie Rich.
Being Big Rich. Thank you to the Beck Center and Roger Beck for supporting that. As you can see here, coming up 11 p.m. on GIAA.TV. It's the high school football scoreboard show. Tune in. First down and 10. First and 10. Hand off. And nice job. And Greenway's getting close to a first down. Under 8 minutes to go in this one. And that's going to be a Greenway first down.
Tell you what, after the first 2 games of the season, the Carver Tigers offense is averaging nearly 50 points per game. They scored, 52, 53 points up in Whitewater, up in Fayetteville last week, and 48 right now.
And
still with an opportunity, enough time on the clock to get the ball back.
Yeah.
But Spencer is running the ball. It looked like they're trying to run the clock out so that they won't give the Tigers an opportunity.
They're just trying to get in the end zone so they don't get shut out, which I understand.
All in all, other than the one setback as far as the lightning delay, Thrift, we've had a pretty doggone good crowd, and the atmosphere has been nice as the
weather's been fantastic.
As the alumni from both sides come together in this Heritage Bowl Classic.
Fudge, he'll run, use his legs. Fudge will get a couple yards there.
Showed a lot of speed and quickness there, getting to the outside, and because a lot of quarterbacks would have been tackled, but he was able to turn the corner. Ran out of real estate.
Third down. Fudge fires, and it is caught. Tip, but caught. Off the deflection, Jamal Lewis.
Great concentration by Lewis. The ball was deflected, but unlike a lot of his teammates early in the early goings, he was able to hold on to it to give his team a chance to get on the scoreboard.
First down. Handoff Crawford. Crawford, he'll get right inside the 2. Fudge, and that one is going to be pass interference. Trying to find Lewis. He falls down, but they're going to call pass interference. Pushing the back, I think that's what they're going to say.
Looked like great coverage by Steve Wright. However, might have been too much of a good job. They're going to replay second down. The ball on the, look like 1 yard line.
And handoff, Crawford, he'll be stuffed, still moving. Third down. Under 5 to go here in the 4th. We'll have here in just a moment the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game in just a little bit. Handoff, and Crawford will get absolutely nothing. So 4th down now for Spencer.
Tell you what, it's great to see these Carver defenders. They're getting an opportunity to play here late in the game, and they're making the best of it.
Fourth and goal. Spencer trying not to get shut out. And a penalty.
Delay a game.
And delay a game on Spencer, just a lot of things that need to be cleaned up. And we're seeing that for a lot of teams in this area. Aside from Carver and Brookstone, teams have Needed a lot of things they're going to have to start shoring up if they want to have a legitimate chance to be contenders this year. And that one's going to fall complete, but short of the goal line. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And it looks like Carver is going to shut out Spencer, DJ.
Fortunately for the Tigers and unfortunately for the Green Waves, this one is all but in the books. Another great performance by the Carver Tigers, and tell you what, the Green Waves got some work to do. However, as we mentioned earlier, just the first game of the season, going up against an exceptionally talented, an exceptionally good team. This team came in ranked number 1 in Class 2A in the state. So again, there's no excuses for the Green Waves. However,
in some rankings, they're one of the top teams, regardless of classification in the state. That's how good this Carver team is. And I honestly think in 3A and even 4A, this team would still be ranked in the top. When you start getting to 5A and 6A, a little bit different, but. And there goes Watts. Watts says he's going to get a big carry. They better tackle him because he'll keep running as he's going to carry defenders for 15 yards there.
Tell you what, don't be surprised if Watts doesn't pop one again. He's so explosive and surprisingly powerful.
We're about to do the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. DJ, I'm going to let you have the honors. Who would be the player of the game, in your opinion?
He might be that freshman quarterback that plays for Carver. And, you know, when I say freshman quarterback, I'm talking about Sebastian Hurd.
Yeah, Sebastian Hurd, the freshman, 3 touchdown passes, did a great job orchestrating the offense. He is going to be your Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. Sebastian Hurd, the quarterback, number 12. What an awesome job by him as he's going to let the clock run out. There goes Watts. Watts he says, I'm going to get my yards. Y'all better tackle me. I don't care if it's 59-0.
Man, this guy, I tell you what, he is explosive. And, again, he joins those other 2 upperclassmen in the backfield, Caslin, and, of course, number 2, Tarver, Kelston Tarver. But Zach Watts is in. It's all his. He has the last few minutes, or actually the last few seconds of this game. And I tell you what, if they give it to him again, he just could pop it.
39 seconds. And here's another running back who's running hard. And that is number 34 for the Carver Tigers, the junior Tristan Hewley. And that may be the final play of the game. So there it is. You see it. The Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game, Sebastian Hurd of the Carver Tigers. Freshman had 3, count them 3, touchdown passes. And what a performance by these Tigers. EJ, final thoughts here and what was a fantastic performance from Carver.
Well, you know, Coach Jones and his Carver Tigers are certainly living out the rankings that are coming out here in the early goings. I know during the preseason, coming into the season, I obviously wanted you to pump the brakes, but, you know, for the last couple of weeks, they've been very impressive. They are, without a doubt, one of the top teams in the state, if not the best team in its classification.
There's the final run. And Jarvis Jones and his Carver Tigers on the hill are going to go to 2-0 on the season, dominating their rival Spencer 48-0. Dominant performance for Coach Kegler and his team. They're going to have to regroup, DJ, and try to get back on track, but the Carver Tigers, they deserve this one. They were the best team.
Congratulations to Coach Jones, and also congratulations to Coach Kegler. Obviously, the first game of the year, he had an opportunity. Of course, last week they had an opponent on the schedule, but they had to cancel for whatever reasons, and this will be their first measuring stick. A lot of work to do, but I know that Green Waves will go back into the lab, get themselves together, and again, it's going to be interesting to see how the Spencer Green Waves bounce back from this defeat.
I'm telling you, I will never second-guess Joe Kegler. He'll have his team with 7 or 8 wins by the end of the year, but it is proving.
7 or 8?
I think 7 or 8 wins. I just think Carver's that much better than everybody in two-way. It's not just a Spencer problem. It's going to be an everybody problem. They're loaded and they're talented, DJ, but cannot wait for the morning show next week.
Absolutely, and let me just say this. You know, as much as we talk about the success of course, or how happy we are the fact that Coach Jones has taken this opportunity to coach these Carver Tigers, you know, with each and every victory, this gets bigger and bigger, and this is just not a regional story.
No.
This is a national story because of who he is.
No doubt.
And how he's winning. Nobody's expecting this to I know I certainly didn't, you know, expect him to come in and win at the way he's doing.
So Carver goes 2-0, Spencer goes 0-1. Watch the scoreboard show coming up here in just a little bit, presented by the Beck Center. Make sure to tune in every weekday morning, Monday through Friday on Sports Visions 92.1 FM, the only live and local sports talk radio show in the Chattahoochee Valley area. 3 hours to get your morning started. No better way than wake up with me and DJ and Big Rich. Can't wait for that. Like Sports Vision on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe to Apple and Spotify. And, of course, on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And just want to make sure as the Carver bench is just going to run, and good job by the coaches making sure everybody just gets to their locker room. Like and subscribe. We're presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola. Thank you to Houston Clinic. They have helped players overcome so many devastating injuries. Thank you to them. Thank you to Jack Houston Memorial Hospital for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, giving back to the community, Kinetic Credit Union, and, of course, Garrett Payton and Coca-Cola. I'm about to go get me a couple Cokes right now if we deserve it, DJ. Had a lot of fun with you, brother. Look forward to being with you on Monday. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Georgia Alabama Sports Live signing off. Game of the week. Carver wins this one.